Hey.
Hey, man.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, great to be here, man.
I'm here with Bobby Beck. We're in what is this? The
job fair.
The job fair. A little bit different for you. A little bit different for you guys this year.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on with this as far as you're actually interviewing for jobs for Animation Mentor today?
No. This is really, we just have like a little room to kind of meet with different people, just to kind of tell, different press and stuff like that, the type of things that we're working on. But yeah, we're not recruiting for animators or any of that stuff yet. But we may be one day soon.
Ah, I like that. All right.
Yeah.
We've talked every year about growth and everything, and I noticed in the John Petty research something that I didn't realize, the phenomenal growth in the industry even through 2008. So what is that doing for you in terms of like placement of your students?
Yeah, well, our placement rate is great. I mean, we continue to let that factor into how many students we take in each term, because we want to make sure the students are getting the jobs. I mean, we service students in 79 countries right now. So, I mean, luckily our, people are like, wow, you guys have a lot of students. But what other schools don't have that we have is we have that global presence in 79 countries. So luckily it's spread out all over the world, and our placement efforts are pretty fantastic. And also the kind of the viral nature of online, like someone gets a job at a small studio in Spain or France or wherever in the world, or Brazil or wherever, and then all of a sudden it's like they need a new hire, and they already know like 10 friends that are from Animation Mentor that are in their same town or whatever, a couple towns away, and they're able to like really facilitate that and foster that kind of placement for us. So our efforts are pretty big, and then the students also have this viral kind of cool nature of supporting each other and helping each other get in. Yeah,
that's good stuff. In terms of the future, is there anything special coming up in the future with Animation Mentor?
Yeah, we're always working on cool new stuff. One of the things that we're announcing today at SIGGRAPH is last year we heard that everyone's getting a little sick of seeing Bishop, our flagship character, and they want to see something new, a new variety. So over the last SIGGRAPH to now, we've been working on Bishop 2.0. That's like he's launching literally today when we announce it, and that is the ability to customize that character. We built a whole interface for students to be able to sculpt and manipulate, make his head big, and noses and mouths and ears, and there's a whole interface to put clothes and dresses. They can make him fat and skinny into a woman, and it's really pretty monumental as far as what it is, and it maintains the integrity of all the mouth shapes and all that, and the eyes and the deformers and all that kind of stuff. So although it's not Blender, but it's in an effort to help our students have more variety and to help their reel stand out more to the recruiters and stuff. So that's one thing that we're announcing. Also, we have a good partnership with animationrigs.com that we've had since the beginning, and they build all our rigs and tools. So we're giving our tools to our alumni is part of just being a part of the adventure of going to Animation Mentor now for free when they graduate. So that's something else we're announcing. And then we have a big announcement at CTNX, which I can't talk about yet, but that's going to be a pretty big one. We had to hold off, unfortunately, but yeah.
Now, you're not in the industry right now, so
right.
Are you doing any special projects? I know you're so busy with Animation Mentor. Do you have anything special that you're doing personally?
Well, personally, life is, I mean, I have my projects that I dabble in. I play music a lot on the side, and I have a setup that I just set up at home, so I've been doing that. Like,
what do you play?
My drums is my my number one instrument, and I just got an electronic kit, so that's awesome. But I play guitar and bass and keyboards now, and I have it all set up at home so I can play and layer it, and I don't know, that's just fun. It's fun to dabble with that stuff. So
I'm a guitar player, so I need a drummer for my band. So if you want to come down south,
you can do it online.
There you go.
We'll hook it up through conferencing and do like this whole new and musicmentor.com or something. That'll be like cool.
That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
If you were a person who doesn't really quite understand how animation works, what would be and you want to learn just the basics of movement, what would be maybe the one or two things special that someone should focus on just to at least get the basics?
Yeah. Well, becoming animators is so much about, it's not what people think it's about. A lot of people think it's about making cartoons and that, but really it's about life and tapping into life and experiences. So the first thing I would tell people to do if they want to learn animation is just to open themselves up to the world and to get a sketchbook. And even if they don't want to draw, they want to do computer animation, it's still like you can take notes, you can draw little stick figures, you can like start observing the world. And so like you'll go to a park or something and you can just like put your glasses on, and although you like underneath the glasses you're like looking around all over the place and people don't know, they think you're just like looking at your book, but really you can like all this range you've got, and just like watch people and observe the types of nuances and things that they do, because ultimately you're not going to know how to do that stuff right away, but the sooner you can start turning that part of your mind on, the more you're going to be able to go, okay, great, maybe I don't know how to do the movement yet, but at least I'm starting to tell something that is sincere, that is real in some way based in the world, and it's not just like cool arcs and overlapping action. It's you're trying to say something that's unique and that's kind of you found from your life, either something you've observed or something that you can call on from memory from your past. So that's one of the big things I say. And then as far as learning animation, it's like start really simple. Start with the bouncing ball. I know like people are sick of like doing a bouncing ball, but whenever someone's doing like a really complex acting shot, and it's like I just have them go do a bouncing ball, because I can't, like when there's acting, there's all these limbs and fingers and face and head. There's so many things to look at that may or may not be working. So it's like, let's just do a ball, because you can really get your timing and spacing and figure that out. Because if you imagine like the ball, the way we teach it, Animation Mentor, is like the bouncing ball is like the hips of the character. It's really that up and down movement and that kind of cadence that a bouncing ball would have, and the spacing that would have. And so like you take that ball that's gonna, when it bounces and goes up to the top of the apex and hangs and then comes down, and like you can imagine that being like a jump, boom, of a character, and you just start layering what you're learning from one thing to the next. I mean, there's a lot of things to take in as an animator, but if you can really get like a ball to look really good, you can start applying that to like a really simple character. Stay away from the arms and the limbs and all this stuff right away. You want to kind of, I don't know, we call it the Karate Kid approach to learning. And it's like literally just taking one thing and adding it until you kind of get that. And each time you add something new, like a head and a spine, as soon as you add the spine, it's like you got to start playing with reversals, like how does that spine bend this way and that way, and it's like it gets really complex, but just play within those parameters and kind of layer from there. Everybody wants to do acting and they want to jump right in and do characters walking around and all that, and that stuff's super hard. Yeah, it's really hard stuff to do. So I always tell people to really start simple and just layer. That would be my take on that.
Well, that's someone who's an amateur animator. That's great advice, so I appreciate that. I never even thought of it that way, so cool. So, okay, well, I guess that kind of wraps it up for this year. Yeah, so, awesome. And thank you, I appreciate it, and hopefully next year in Vancouver, I guess, right?
Yeah, next year in Vancouver. It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be cool.
Good. All right, thanks,
Great.
Bob.
Cool.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Take care.